welcome to the b.empowered series. We are here on the floor at Bio 2025 in Boston. And I'm here joined by my friend and colleague and collaborator, Heather Rose, President of BioStrategy Partners. Heather, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Melina. It's a pleasure.
We're really excited to talk about BioStrategy Partners and about our years now of collaboration with the BioLabs Philadelphia site, which is now being rebranded as BioLabs for Advanced Therapeutics. To start, can you tell me a little bit about BioStrategy Partners?
Absolutely.
And your role in supporting translational research and academic innovation?
Yeah, no problem. So BioStrategy Partners is a consortium of nonprofit academic research institutions as well as hospitals that works to help bridge the gap between academic research and clinical research and innovation and actual commercial success. So we try to support our internal innovators in taking their stuff to market and helping create a community around those efforts.
So larger than an individual institution, sort of bringing all of the players together.
That's exactly right. And that's, as you know, the genesis of our collaboration as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Our theme is Innovation Can't Wait. And from your vantage point, why is urgency especially important in the academic to commercialization pipeline?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's because none of this matters if it doesn't get to the people who need it. There are patients waiting for the innovations that are at our academic research institutions, and every day that they don't get access to our innovations is, a failure. Really. And so creating the infrastructure that helps our academicians and clinicians know how to get their technologies as quickly as possible to market, and creating the infrastructure of support as well of people and experts to help them is essential to transforming their technologies to market.
Awesome. We've really seen that in practice working with BioStrategy Partners over the years, that you really are helping companies form, helping them get their feet under them in a way that's a very organic partnership to what BioLabs does. Philadelphia is home to some of the world's top research institutions and hospitals. I'm a big Stump for Philadelphia gal. But how is BioStrategy Partners helping to tie those pieces together to move innovation forward faster?
So, Philadelphia is outstanding, and it's unique in its richness of academic wealth. We have some of the best academicians in certain sectors in the world, and some tremendous strengths, and particularly I think as they are very relevant to your advanced therapeutics play. And we need to make sure that we don't lose that intellectual capital. We need to make sure that when we have somebody creating something incredibly innovative, cutting edge, that is doing it originally in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, that and they have a whole cadre of students in their lab and postdocs in their lab that are the innovators, that are the people who intimately know that technology, and frequently also actually started families as well during that journey, that they don't just leave, that they don't just consider themselves done with the project. With all of this unique infrastructure around intellectual capital, we at BioStrategy Partners and BioLabs, I think as well, BioLabs Advanced Therapeutics, are trying to keep those very unique, talented people in our community by offering them the support that they need to translate the technologies and create a supportive infrastructure around translating technologies in our region.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do think there was a time when if you started a great company in Philadelphia, you then moved it to Boston.
Yeah.
And we've really reached, I think in the last 5 to 10 years, a critical point where those companies are staying in Philadelphia and building partnerships with the universities and expanding institute collaborations and things like that. And it really has been a sea change to watch, which is very encouraging, I think, for our ecosystem.
Yeah, I mean, you undoubtedly saw our jump on the Cities for Startups list, right? Which was that was awesome, right?
Yes,
so we just recently got news that we jumped up into the top 15 Cities for Startups in Philadelphia. And
number 4 for biotech.
I know. And this is so exciting. And I think it's because of the helpers.
Yeah.
It's no one institution. It's no one institution. It's no one group or person. And I think it's partly that we have such a great collaborative community.
Yeah.
We have such a great collaborative community.
It's really special.
Yeah, BioStrategy Partners is a consortium of many of the top academic research institutions and healthcare centers, and we meet once a week. And we all talk shop. And I think that's very, very unique. Very, very unique. I don't think that there's a sense of competitiveness. There is a sense of collaborativeness, and there is a desire to elevate.
Yeah.
To elevate in the purpose of getting our technologies to the people who need it.
Right.
We are on mission for saving, helping, and improving lives.
Bigger
ultimately.
picture. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's very, very unusual to have these institutions play so nice together, right? And I think Philadelphia is an ecosystem that really has that warmth and that willingness to collaborate across boundaries. Like we end up collaborating on events with folks who are technically Biolabs' competitors, but it is an ecosystem where we find things that we can work on together that will work well, right? And that'll bring something unique to the ecosystem.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the things I love about biolabs and why I think they're incredibly important, not just as a resource for our spinouts, but as a community member, because you create this infrastructure of support for the companies that's essential to their success, and you don't polarize against community members because you see the big picture of the importance of community. The community is the medicine. Here, the community is the medicine here that's going to ultimately be the support infrastructure for these technologies making it to market. It's going to be the connections. It's going to be the people that are tied in, and being competitive is poison.
Yeah,
it's poison.
Yeah. I totally agree. So, natural follow-up question: what kind of partnerships does BioStrategy Partners often look for?
So we look for the helpers in the community, the people who are part of the story of transforming a technology from a lab or a clinical, conception to the market. And those take many different forms. But if you envision yourself as part of that path, we'd love to hear from you. So Biolabs Advanced Therapeutics is a very natural one because of your support in the community, both for landing places for labs and networking communities for the labs and educational communities for the labs, but as well law firms that help support intellectual property strategy, strategies for strategic de-risking, consultants that help with stuff like that, investors. We have this wonderful investor day that we have joined you guys with, which I think you just do an amazing job building out. That, I mean, those are great.
Project, that really is.
I mean, but I think I have to give you a ton of credit for how much work you do for those. Those are unbelievable. Employers that will help us keep these people in the region too, because it's really important that we don't lose these great brains. So really anybody who, and also ultimately our technologies, we're going to do startups to get them to value inflection points, and we want them ultimately to get acquired. Right. So we want pharma on the other end, as I say, to catch the baby.
Yep.
Right. So we want to make sure we're doing the right work, right, and we want to make sure that they're poised to understand our technologies and our startups and advise us. So anybody in the line of that commercial success story. So if you think you're part of it, please do reach out.
Yeah. Wonderful. Speaking of conferences, can you tell us a tiny bit about Advancing Precision Medicines 2025?
Oh, yes, exactly. Thank you so much for...
Not on our official question list.
No problem at all. So Advancing Precision Medicine Conference is a conference that's going to be held October 3rd and 4th at the Philadelphia Convention Center. Biolabs, as well as BioStrategy Partners, are co-hosting and co-chairing their investor track breakout. So we're going to have a very specific investor track breakout called Precision Capital, and it is around raising capital specifically for precision medicine. And we're going to have a huge poster session, and we're going to have some great panels around the topic of what kind of capital is coming into precision medicine right now. So if you're interested in that as well, please do reach out to either me or Melina, who's actually one of the co-chairs of that as well.
We're really excited about it.
Yeah, we're incredibly excited about that.
It's going to be a great event. All right, let's chat a little bit about Biolabs for Advanced Therapeutics in Philadelphia. I know that you've heard about this project because we've been talking about it since it was, I think, a dream in everybody's eye, and now it's coming to fruition this fall. But I'm curious on your perspective on the launch of the new site and what you think this will contribute to accelerating innovation in Philadelphia and being a differentiator for Philadelphia.
Well, as you know, I've always been a big fan. I think it's really important because of the richness of the talent and the expertise that Philadelphia has, and you're giving those researchers access to tools for transforming technologies, tools and expertise that they would not normally have, is going to accelerate. I mean, I think right now we're at a point with precision medicine and advanced therapeutics where the region is transforming very fast, and capital is at an odd point right now because of some uncertainty in the market. You're going to bridge a gap. I think that's going to really bridge a gap, giving people access to tools for translation and experts for translation that they would not get unless they raised capital, which they may not get right now, is going to be incredibly helpful and transformative. Yeah. We're very excited.
We're thrilled about it, and we're thrilled we're just right down the street from Jefferson.
Yeah.
And for those of you who have not heard about it yet, we are bringing Thermo Fisher Scientific's Advanced Therapies Collaboration Center for the East Coast, which is a full workflow of process development equipment for advanced therapeutics companies, to biolabs in Philadelphia. So really thrilled about that. We're going to be opening the site to new companies in September. So on the clock.
And we're thrilled. So I also am Vice President Technology Licensing and Startups for Jefferson, and every board member of BioStrategy Partners is also a principal who is an executive of translation for technology at an academic research or health center. And we're very regionally close to the biolabs for advanced therapeutics, which is part of the reason I'm very excited. I can just literally walk down the street, Melina and
It's
I
fantastic.
sometimes just take little breaks together. So
yeah. Wonderful. All right, well, to end this discussion, we'll ask you the same question we're asking all of our guests. Why can't the world wait for the kind of innovation that BioStrategy Partners is enabling?
Well, as I said earlier,
Yeah.
our technology doesn't matter if it doesn't get to the people who need it. And every day that a patient doesn't have access to a transformative technology is time that we can't give them back. Right? So we need to do everything we can to try to get our technology to the people who need it thoughtfully. And so in that realm, my firm belief is that collaboration is queen. Collaboration is essential, and we need to all work together. We need to all join arms and do a group lift to take our community to that next level, to get our technology to the people who need it, and get it there as thoughtfully as possible. So that I mean, it's about the patients, and I think a lot of people forget we're all patients.
Yeah.
You know, patients aren't different people than ourselves.
Yes.
Unfortunately, someday the patient's going to be us,
Right.
and
Or someone we love.
or someone we love and care about, and frequently it already is. And so it's about getting the technology to people who need it as quickly as possible, and doing so in a collaborative fashion, because that's always the best way to get something done.
Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Thrilled to see you, my friend. I hope you have a wonderful rest of bio. Thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you, too.